What's up, guys? Fantasy Joe back here with some more fantasy football content. Bringing you that mock draft Monday today. Going to be drafting from the 12 spot, 12 team league, half point PPR. Typical league format: two running back, two receiver, one flex. Let's hop right into it without further ado. If you guys are new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and any questions or comments, I'll respond to in the comment section as always. So let's check out the board. First round starts off Christian McCaffrey, Dalvin Cook, Derrick Henry, Saquon Barkley, Alvin Kamara, Jonathan Taylor, Nick Chubb, Ezekiel Elliott, Devonta Adams, Tyreek Hill, and Aaron Jones. So let's see. Stephon Diggs, Austin Ekeler, Cam Akers are available, DeAndre Hopkins. I think I'm going to double up a running back here. I think I'm going to take Ekeler with this first pick. And then I think, obviously, Travis Kelce is enticing here. He's a dynamic player. I kind of want to see how this team turns out, though, when you go to RB to start at the beginning of the end of the first, or at the end of the first and beginning of the second round. I really like Cam Akers and Austin Ekeler. I think they're a good 1-2 punch with high ceilings this year. I think Cam Akers will receive a lot of volume in this Rams offense. I think Austin Ekeler will receive a ton of targets as well as probably be the lead back carry-wise. Don't think he'll get, I don't think he's a 200 carry back, but I don't think he needs 200 carries to be extremely fantasy viable. So I'll take Cam Akers here and lock in that running back combo with Ekeler and Akers. And we'll see who I can get in this third and fourth round. Okay, so as far as receivers go, we've got Mike Evans, Amari Cooper, Chris Godwin, Julio available. Let's check out the running back position. Chris Carson is still out there. David Montgomery, Myles Gaskin. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take Amari Cooper with this first pick. I think Amari Cooper's going to have a great year this year in Dallas. Really excited about him. Could get him as my wide receiver one, especially starting with those two backs. He had over 90 receptions and 1,100 yards last year, and Dak didn't even play a complete 5 games. So I'm going to take Amari Cooper here, lock him in as my wide receiver one, and then I've got my eye on another guy, Seattle backfield, Chris Carson. I think he's going to get a huge amount of volume this year. Seattle is going to run the ball, as they've said. They want to get back to that. That's what they fired Brian Schottenheimer. They want to run the ball more. They threw the ball too much last year. And we saw Chris Carson has been dynamic in fantasy. I think he's similar to Mark Ingram was early in his career, where every year you're getting a discount on him from where he should be drafted, and because he's not a sexy pick by any means, but every year he gets a job done, delivers tons of fantasy points to his owners. So I'm going to take him here, put him in my flex spot, and I'm going to feel really good about that spot there. So start off my draft with Ekeler, Akers, Cooper, and Carson. It is interesting. TJ Hawkinson's available in the 5th round right now. That's an interesting player. Quarterback-wise, I was hoping if I was going to take somebody this early, it was probably going to have to be Dak. He's already been taken, so I'm fine on QBs. Running back, Melvin Gordon's interesting. Chase Edmonds, Raheem Mostert are both interesting. I think I'm going to take Cooper Kupp, though. I think Cooper Kupp can do a lot of that Rams offense. I think he is the red zone guy. So I would really like to get him as my wide receiver, too. And now it really comes down to Hockenson or Raheem Mostert to me. I think both could be pretty good. I worry a little bit more about Mostert's injury history. I think he has a higher upside. Hockenson certainly doesn't have that same injury history, but doesn't have the same history of production either. I think he had 69 receptions last season, somewhere around there at least. And I think I could see him being even more involved this season than he was last year. So I'm going to take him here in the 6th round. We're going to see how the team turns out, taking him in the 6th instead of Travis Kelce in the 1st or 2nd, spending those picks on those high-end players, and maybe TJ Hockenson can provide, a weekly advantage at the tight end position still. Maybe not the same level as a Travis Kelce, but just be a consistent performer at the tight end who can go out, catch 6-7 passes a game, maybe not 6 or 7, 5 or 6 passes a game every week, and have that touchdown upside in a high volume offense. I'm going to take Hawkins in here and lock him in. Alrighty, next round up. Ooh, Tannehill's available. I've been seeing him going pretty late. We talked about my last mock draft Monday last week, which was recorded before the Julio Jones trade actually went down. I was saying how I thought Julio would go to the Titans. He obviously ended up going to the Titans, and I think that's a huge boost for Tannehill. He's going to have A.J. Brown, Julio Jones, and then Derrick Henry running the ball with Taylor Lewan returning from injury. I think that's a dynamic team for sure. Taking a look at the players still out there, let's take a look at some of these receivers. Brandon Cook, Jerry Jeudy, Jarvis Landry. I'm actually going to take DeVonta Smith here. I think that he is a good value in the 7th round. Like him more than Brandon Cooks, honestly, just because I think DeVonta Smith's going to be the number one. I think they're both going to be the number one receiver, but I have more faith in Jalen Hurts than Tyrod Taylor, honestly, after seeing how poorly Tyrod played at the beginning of last season. I think it was only one game, so maybe it's too small of a sample size to just be like, oh, he sucks. But I think DeVonta Smith is on the road to a ton of targets. I think he's a talented player. I'll snag him as my first bench spot and lock it in. And then another back I am somewhat interested in is Damien Harris from New England. I think he'll get enough work to be fantasy viable, so I'm going to take him here, get a solid bench back. I think you could start him in a flex in good matchups, and he'll be a talented player who's going to receive a lot of volume, I think, or a good amount. I think he'll be the lead back in that backfield for sure. Okay, taking a look at who else is still available. I'm honestly going to take. I've heard Laviska Shenault's having a really good camp for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Been really dynamic. A lot of people are liking him. He's certainly tempting. I'm actually going to take Devin Singletary, though. I think he could potentially be the lead back on that Buffalo Bills offense, or at least be heavily utilized. I think they like him a lot. They are giving him and Zach Moss another chance this year. They didn't draft a running back. So I'm going to take Devin Singletary there just because I think he could be. I think he definitely has the potential to be the lead back on a very good offense. So that's why I'm going to take him. And now it's a 10th round. I'm actually going to take Tannehill here. I believe in the value at this point in the draft. I think it's there with his rushing upside. Had 7 rushing touchdowns last year. That number probably comes down a little bit, but still uses his legs for sure and has some weapons in Tennessee, to say the least. Okay. Marvin Jones Jr. is still available. Not super interested in him in his first year in Jacksonville, to be honest with you, though. Tariq Cohen's out there, J.D. McKissick, Alexander Madison, James White. Taking a look at a lot of these players, not super excited about many of them, to be honest with you. Let's see. The one guy thinking about taking, I'll take Mecole Hardman here. I think he has a chance to be the number 2 receiver in Kansas City this year, which I don't think he's had the chance of recent seasons. I'm going to take him. I think he's just one of those guys. He has such high upside in that offense, and with his speed, his skill set. He's just a guy who gets 100 targets this year. I think he's a guy who could be a back-end wide receiver 2, wide receiver 18 or something if he hits right, has 8 touchdowns or something. Obviously, if anyone has 8 touchdowns, that's going to help them out. But I really do think he could have, that high fantasy ceiling. And then I'm going to take Nelson Agholor just because the Patriots paid him so much money. I think he's going to have to receive a decent amount of targets. The only other guy I would really consider here is John Brown as well in Vegas. I think he could have a big year this year, sliding in that Nelson Agholor role that he left from last year. But I'm going to take Agholor here, and then I'm going to see who I can get the next round. I might take somebody with a little bit more upside if they're still available, obviously. Okay, so here's this upside pick I'm talking about. I think John Brown is the safer pick in this offense. Henry Ruggs, though, could be a league winner potentially. Not saying he is, again, long shot, but this is the 13th round. There's a reason these guys are going where they are. I'm going to take Henry Ruggs. He has the potential to win a lot, to blow up this year, so that's why I'm going to take him. Feeling these later rounds, I'd rather be taking the home run shots than throwing the check downs, if you know what I mean. So John Brown's still available, so I could take him here. There's actually somebody else I want, though. Let's see, it's a 14th round. I got one more pick after this, I believe. So, you know what? I'll take John Brown here. And we will get our next guy in the last round that we've got. So load up on some Vegas receivers, I guess. Not a strategy I love, but okay. And then I'm going to look up, where is my other player at? This is a guy I put a video out about him. You guys should all check it out. I think he's a guy who can win a lot of leagues for people this year, as well as in the last pick. Javian Hawkins, the running back from Atlanta, went to Louisville. Rookie this year, undrafted, but is a talented player. Mike Davis has never had more than 165 carries in his career. Has an average under 4 yards a carry in his career. Sure, he can catch the ball, but I think Javian Hawkins is a more explosive runner, and I think he's going to steal that job eventually if Mike Davis goes down to injury or if he's just inefficient. And so he's another guy I'm going to draft here. This is my last pick. Okay, so at QB, I've got Ryan Tannehill. I got Austin Ekeler, Cam Akers, Amari Cooper Kupp, TJ Hockenson, Chris Carson locked into my starting lineup. And then we'll check out the bench. I've got DeVonta Smith, Damien Harris, Devin Singletary, Mecole, Hardman, Nelson Agholor, Henry Ruggs III, John Brown, and to route it out, the potential league winner, Javian Hawkins. Make sure you draft him in all your drafts at this end of this round. I think he has huge potential this year. If you guys have made it to this point in the video, please hit that like button. It helps us out a ton. If you have any questions or comments, leave them in the comment section down below. And subscribe to stick around for more fantasy football content coming your way. Thank you guys so much for watching. Until next time, peace out.